Ever had that dream of starting your own business, but the one thing holding you back was, well, no money? In this explainer, we're going to break down some essential lessons from a super successful founder, Vikas K. Jha, on how you can turn that dream into a reality, even if you're starting with absolutely nothing. Let's get into it.
Right off the bat, this quote from Vikas just perfectly sets the tone, doesn't it? Entrepreneurship isn't some casual career choice. It's got to be this burning, unstoppable need. It's like you're drowning and your business idea is the only oxygen that can save you. That's the kind of passion we're talking about here.
So, where does a journey like this even begin? It's not with a business plan, and it's definitely not with a bank loan. Nope. It all starts with a huge, fundamental shift in the way you think. It's about completely rewiring your brain.
And this really shows the two sides of the coin. See, most of us are brought up to be job seekers, right? Find a good, safe job and stick to the path. But to be an entrepreneur, you have to become a job creator. You have to be the one who carves out a brand new path where one didn't exist before. I love this metaphor because it's so true. It's like those giant circus elephants who could easily snap the tiny rope tied to their leg, but they don't, because they've believed since they were small that they can't. So many of us are just like that, held back only by these self-limiting beliefs we don't even realize we have.
So, breaking free from that tiny rope, that means you have to face the biggest monster of all. And it's not the market, it's not your competitors, it's the battle inside your own head. It's all about conquering your fear and that analysis paralysis that comes from just overthinking everything.
And hey, this isn't just some vague feeling. Look at this. A survey of 700 people showed that over half of them, 52%, were stuck just because they were overthinking. So if you feel that way, you're not alone. It's the number one roadblock for almost everyone. And this is the question that just plays on a loop, isn't it? It's that voice in your head, constantly whispering, "What if I fail?" It's relentless, and it sucks up all your mental energy, leaving you stuck right where you are. But here's the game changer. This is the big mental flip. What if you just decided to ignore that 99% and focus all your energy on that tiny little 1% chance? Just ask yourself, but what if I actually succeed? That one little shift in focus can honestly change everything. Okay, so that sounds good, but how do you actually do it? Here's a really simple, practical trick. The next time your mind is racing, just grab a pen and paper. Seriously, write down every single thing you're worried about. You'll probably find it's hard to even list 10 things. Then, next to each one, write down one potential solution. All of a sudden, that giant monster of anxiety becomes a simple, manageable to-do list.
All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the big one, money. How in the world do you start a business when you have zero capital? Well, let's look at how Vikas himself did it. And trust me, the stakes were high. I mean, just look at this timeline. This is absolutely wild. He didn't just quit a job. He quit a 40 lakh a year job during the peak of the pandemic, with a new house, a new baby, a new car payment, literally every responsibility you can imagine. And he decided to start a business with no money saved up for it. The pressure must have been immense.
So how did he pull it off? This is just brilliant. He took the government's 3-month loan moratorium during COVID, where you could pause your EMIs, and treated that money as his startup capital. Then he added 3 months of his personal savings on top, and just like that, he created a 6-month window for himself, a runway, to survive and build without a single rupee of outside investment. Okay, so you've built your runway, you're surviving, but now you need to actually take off, and that means you need customers. So how do you land that first crucial client when you've got no company name, no website, basically no nothing? It all boils down to this really important idea called trust capital. See, before you have any real money, your most valuable asset is the trust people have in you. Your reputation, your network, your relationships, that becomes the very first currency you spend. And this is the absolute key takeaway. In the beginning, nobody is investing in your brand new, unproven business. They are taking a bet on you. Your passion, your credibility, your promise to deliver. That's what gets you that first yes. People invest in people, period. The story of how he landed Malabar Gold as his first client is it's like something out of a movie. It was a mix of pure hustle, like literally just walking into one of their stores unannounced, and then a crazy stroke of luck, a chance 10-second encounter with the company's chairman in an elevator. This is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And that 10-second elevator pitch, it led to this. The most beautifully simple brief you could ever imagine. The chairman just said, "We sell gold. My furniture should glitter like gold. Can you do it?" That one question, that single line, was enough to secure a multi-crore contract for 12 stores. It changed everything. So now you have a major client. The business is real. But you can't do it all yourself. The next challenge is to scale. And that means building a team. But not just any team. A team of people who are as committed and as invested as you are. Now, instead of just hiring employees and paying them a salary, Vikas did something completely different. He decided to create entrepreneurs. He found his key people, helped them start their own companies under his main company's umbrella, and then shared the profits with them. He didn't build a team of followers. He built a team of fellow owners. And the results of this model? They were just incredible. You see a production manager's salary triple. You see factory waste drop to almost nothing. Projects that used to take 2 months are now getting done in 45 days. Why? Because when everyone has a stake in the outcome, when it's their business too, their whole mindset changes. All right, now for one of the most common and most dangerous mistakes that new entrepreneurs make. You land a big deal, you do the math, and you think your profit is this nice, healthy number, 20%. Feels pretty good, doesn't it? But this is an illusion. Because here's the harsh reality. After you pay for all your operations, your overhead, your salaries, your taxes, all those hidden costs, what you're actually left with is often closer to this. Your real, actual profit after tax, or PAT, might be as low as 4%. And this might be the single biggest lesson of all. You absolutely must understand the difference between your gross margin and your true take-home profit. Confusing your revenue with your actual profit is a trap that has sunk so many new businesses. You have to know your numbers, down to the very last rupee. So we'll leave you with this final thought. Vikas tells the story about how he actually had the idea for quick commerce way back in 2016, but he never did anything with it. And then someone else did, and they built a multi-billion-dollar company. The lesson is crystal clear. Ideas are a dime a dozen. Execution is everything. So the only real question left is, what are you